Sorry for the shaking. Sorry for the shaking. I'm gonna make sure we're up on the YouTube right quick, and then we'll start diving in. Let me know if it's too dark, too bright. Welcome in, you guys. You guys are so fast. You guys are so fast. Happy Tuesday. What we got here? Open up the YouTubes. See Bazaar. Welcome in. Coffee and Sun. Welcome in, Miles. Resale Mama. Hello, hello. Jolene, welcome in. Bunch of new names. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? If anyone's new, if this is like a first time to these Tuesday shows, the first like 10, 15 minutes, we just kind of ease in with some updates, say hellos, and then we kind of dive into the topic around the 15-minute mark, which today is more of a chew. I've been thinking about live selling in the context of just that it's like really modern. It's a really new, I'm calling it a modern storefront for ease of categorizing, but because it's not exactly how we're used to e-commerce or especially in-person stores, there's just like some kind of extra stuff to factor in when we are setting up our shops and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. No Bible, just some stuff to chew on. Disabled vet, how you doing? Envy says hello. Hookers. You're so consistently silly, Envy. I appreciate the consistency though. I appreciate it. Okay. Not on here. Not on here. Tober, how you doing? How you doing? I'm making sure we are live on the YouTube, and then we're gonna get into the things. 100% consistent. You know what, Tober? No pressure. Let me give you a little hat. Let me give you a little hat. No pressure. You guys, we have a poll. We have a poll today. Where is my profile on YouTube, you guys? We are slowly but surely coming into the adulting whatnot. And so we have a poll because we got some updates. Some of you guys have been following the journey. We're in our sales year. Our sales year. Faywest Designs, hello, hello. And Christina, how we doing? It appears that we are live. Heck yeah. Okay. Heck yes. Heck yes. And we're muted there. All right. Well, hello, YouTube. Hello. I was took me a second to get the Peter up, but we're on there now. King Love, that is inappropriate. That's an inappropriate question. You guys, YouTube is crazy. Howdy, howdy. Tomorrow. Oh, yes, tomorrow. 12:30 Pacific. I think, yeah, 12:30 Pacific, which I'm glad they put a reminder because I totally forgot about that. And thank you for reminding me of that too, because you guys, every 2 months or so, there's a meeting, like a Zoom meeting type of deal with Whatnot. And it's like an opportunity to give direct verbal feedback for anything really, but like general sentiment typically is where it lands, or if there's like specific product feature requests or feedback and stuff like that. That's the time to share those things. And so I try to bring thank you for the share, Tober. I try to bring like 3 to 5 line items each time. So if you guys have feedback, please do share it. DM is the best because sometimes I can forget. Let me see if I have a notepad. I don't want to use that one. I don't want to use that notepad. Let's see if I have another. I don't have anything to write on. Okay, I guess I'll use this one. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to Lilac Bloom for the notepads. You guys get your like little business plans and notes in these. You know what I mean? dude, she put a freaking calendar in it. Where is Reggie? Reggie, let me tag her. Let me tag her. I just freaking opened that. I was like saving it. Simply Smart Shopping. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you for the tag. Yeah, that's funny because I got it and I knew that the cover was there, and I had mentioned to her like, oh, you know what would be sweet as a calendar, so you can mark your key dates for your whatnot if you have like raid trains, or if you have um if there's certain events on whatnot that you just want to participate, that you'd want to go see and stuff like that. And I didn't realize she put it in there till just now. So heck yeah, this is look, it's got the date things on the top. Okay, this will be the official journal. If you guys have feedback for whatnot, let me know. Okay, and I'll put it on here. And I'll put it on here. That music isn't going to work on there, obviously. So let me put it here. We'll see if that'll go in the background. You guys, it's my first day. Welcome in, you guys. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Thanks for answering the poll. Whoever answered the poll. We have uh finally some new stuff. Gosh, you guys, we're like halfway through the year, and everything's like slow and then fast, and it's all starting to come together. We put some rewards club together as a shout out to Mickey Heightened Normal Designs for the uh gentle nudge to test her out. It's not anything too crazy. Beautiful girl, welcome in. It's not anything too crazy as far as discounts and stuff, but I we're on this is the last season of the second year of Rewards Club, and I still hadn't done it yet. You know, you have to I know that everybody like jumps into that stuff to check it out like day one. I like to ease into stuff, and I was like, I don't have the margins, and so I'm gonna chill for the moment and just observe. But finally, we're breaking into it. So with that, I was like, well, we have to have stuff for sale, and so making it easy, $5 for all the raw wood in the bin. I actually have a whole bunch of stuff. We've been dialing in the products to offer, and experimented with a ton of stuff. And really, you guys, I think it's landing. I'm on a bit. Part of the reason I work so slow on whatnot is because well, because I have multiple things going, but also mostly it's because I'm on a hard mission to build something that I love every ounce of it, or at least 51% minimum. And so easier said than done. I think, when it comes to making, there's like, margins are tricky, and making the same thing over and over can get boring, and there's just certain things. So it has been some R&D. Finally, I think we're landing at art. Finally got a full process for that. So original art, pop sockets, which are kind of a left field thing, but you guys, are so freaking fun to make. And they align, everything's alignment, right? They align with Artisan Alley because you can make them in all different mediums and stuff. And so each like handcraft theme for the month, just making pop sockets with that. So like July is paper crafts. And so I got these paper craft pop sockets started, which I'll just show one. It's like a watery kind of a thing. They're super fun, and these will get like a resin dome, and they also have NFC tags on the inside of them. Super fun. But I encourage any hand makers to do this, because you can make pop sockets with clay, with papers, with resins, wood with wood. This has an NFC tag underneath it. It's like an actual wood. You can make them with metals. You can make them with like really most mediums. You could probably do fiber arts some kind of way with like doing I don't know, like thin fabrics or something like that. And then, but brand them. You can make them with stickers. You can. Um, they're so fun, and there's such a perfect like forget me not, right? Because you always have your phone on you, so whoever buys it gets to appreciate it every day. And they market you. So don't sleep on pop sockets. I'm just saying. art, pop sockets, and customs. Anyway, so that's where we're landing. I say that to say, a lot of the wood stuff, a lot of the wood stuff behind all this curtain. There's like 3 shelves of wood stuff. Is going to be destashing. Is going to be destashing because there's a bunch of stuff now I realize I'm not going to need. So we're just going to offer it up. So, so that's part of the reason the bin is just everything's $5, and we're going to test out a an auction destash tomorrow, if anyone's interested in that. So, well, thank you, Green and Leafy. That is a trading card on its way. Shout out to Simply Smarter Shopping for gifting me a set of thrift shop cards. So it's a Tuesday chat. It's going to be here next, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, maybe. I'm brainstorming little PSA for anyone doing the trading cards. There is it's not a misprint, but there's a piece of intellectual property in the trading card that didn't even occur to me to not have in there, because it's not like a copyright thing, but it is a intellectual property thing. And so I'm gonna have to modify. I'm brainstorming how to modify to not have this one thing in there. But otherwise, they'll be up soon. Also, we got ourselves a art series card in the works, which is going to be it's going to be this actually it's going to be this original, this first original. I want to keep showing this every once in a while. um First original wood burning, and this one's got wood stain as well. But yes, I think it was just yesterday morning, ordered a 100 pack of this as a trading card. And Thriftworks Darren, he did like a holographic kind of a deal, and made some of the puzzle pieces like a UV reactive or something like that. So it's like got this layered and textured kind of a thing happening. Really freaking cool. So really excited about those. So really there's gonna be 2 trading cards. And it is very exciting. Those are super fun. And it was I was planning on it because August, we will dive into the topic in just a second here. August is National Thrift Shop Day is in August. And so Lilac Bloom and I were like, well, let's celebrate the art series cards for Artisan Alley, the thrift shop cards. And she already had one. So I was like, well, I should get one too. And then 23 is my number. That's like my birthday. And it's like everyone's got a number. That's my number. And so it was when I went into Darren's show yesterday, he was at 22. So I was like, bet. And so that's alignment. So I went ahead and grabbed it. So I got number 23. And I'm excited about that. So those should hopefully be here before the train. And I encourage any artists that have been thinking about getting those art series thrift shop cards to explore it this week, because we are going to showcase as many artists that have those that are available for that Artisan Alley train, which is always the third Monday of the month. And so there we go. Okay. Um, let's see if the music will stay. If I bring up my notes, you guys, we're going to talk about, there's like one update, and then it's modern storefront as the topic. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do this. Nope. That's a real bummer that it doesn't really let me. As soon as you open one window, it closes the other one. And so if you have your music on, it won't let you do that. Tiny the artist, how you doing? Zero pressure. I'm going to give you a hat, ma'am. Zero pressure. You guys, if anyone's not tapped into the Russell Farm Art Center thing that Tiny the artist has going, please bookmark her shows and check that out. She is onboarding artists to whatnot, and um, leading by example, demonstrating like auctioning live, and she's doing this like series of shows and all this kind of stuff. But July 25th is like the big show. But get in her shows before that and get to know what that is, and please support any way you can. But also there's a lot of really, really cool art pieces that have been donated to this cause that are starting at $1, you guys, starting at $1. Some dope. I'm talking about some dope art. So you can have a sneak peek in the July 25th show that is scheduled, and there's like photos in there and stuff. Or just hop in her shows and she like walks through the art center and stuff. It's really cool. Really cool. So don't sleep on that. I can't figure out my music, you guys. Should we go a cappella? Because oh, we have YouTube. You guys are so weird. You guys are so weird. Okay. I don't need that chat, so I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here. There we go. Let me know if the music's too loud, you guys, and we'll okay, I think we're squared away. I think we're squared away. So to begin with, I'll unpin this. The shout out today, you guys, is Hazy Ames Paper and Crate. Let me see if I put her in the show notes. Hazy Ames Paper and Crate. Uh, I did not, but I will. And she is a shout out because she is our host for Paper Crafts Month. And if anyone doesn't know her, she's like kind of an OG of Whatnot. I'm pretty sure she's been on longer than me. So over 3 years, I want to say. She knows everybody. She's the freaking sweetest. She has been involved in a ton of things, the Whatnaughty Awards, a ton of raid trains. Um, Tagging her in the show notes here. Paper. And as far as I'm concerned, she's a must know, but mostly she's a shout out because she is going to be kicking off. She helped us curate an awesome, diverse, and talented paper crafts showcase, but she's also going to be kicking it off and closing it for us. And so I would love if anyone's not familiar with her to become familiar with her and visit her for this rate train that she's hosting because it's you know she's doing it for the cause and we love her for that, and she's amazing anyway. And so tagged in the show notes there. That is the shout out. And then woman, welcome in. um did anyone see the blog post that came out? This is the last update before the topic. I think like 2 hours ago or something, there was a blog post for app updates, which I don't want to read. It's kind of a long one. I don't want to read the whole deal. Topper, thank you. Thank you, thank you. But I can give an overview. I can give an overview. Let's see here. It's a product spotlight titled Find Demand Faster. Find Demand Faster. CG, welcome in. How you doing? Um, just came overview. Yeah, so thank you. So it's a lot of words. It's a very wordy. I need to unpin this. That's going to drive me. Taking up too much space. Taking up too much space. But uh first original is gone for $1, you guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's going to be in CG's train. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so it's pretty wordy. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will tell you guys that Whatnot Sellers is live 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, where they're going to be talking about this. And so bookmark them. I think I had a raid show scheduled, but then I changed it to a wood D stash. And so, well, there's a Purple Heart listing in the auction tab. If you save that, you'll get notified that we're going to raid over there if you want that reminder. Otherwise, just get with Whatnot Sellers. Curly Q, welcome in. Okay, so the blog post, you guys, product spotlight, find demand faster. little bit of story time. Success on Whatnot starts with understanding what buyers want. And the better we understand buyer demand, the better we can connect sellers with the right audience. Traditional e commerce, I'm not going to read the whole thing, just the beginning. Traditional e commerce discovery is product driven. Social platforms are engagement driven. What makes Whatnot unique is that we combine both. So buyers don't just browse on Whatnot, they watch, chat, bid, and purchase in the same place, which this is actually kind of a nice segue into the topic because it is different. Live selling is different than traditional e-commerce. Yes. So giving the same place, giving us a clearer picture of what they're actually interested in. Those signals power discovery across the marketplace and help surface the right inventory to the right buyers. This month's updates are focused on helping sellers take advantage of those signals with new ways to spot demand, improve discoverability, and connect with interested buyers. So that's the intro. They talk about if you guys go, there's a new like tool. If you guys go to open your app, the bottom bar, there's a little like magnifying glass and it says categories. If you click on that, there's a new banner across the top of it. Actually, I could probably show it to you. I could probably show it to you. Minimize that. Let's see. There's a new banner for discovering like trends on here. Yeah, it's in here. Okay. So let me turn this off so you guys can see. We'll just show you. Okay, so this is when you just open your app. This is what it looks like. Okay. It's always funny that you're on top of your own thing, but either case, this right here, the categories with the little magnifying glass. If you click that, this trending today is brand new. This is a brand new thing, and you can expand it to show all right here. And now you can see all the products that buyers are looking for actively today. And this is a rotating list of things that just going to stay updated. And so resellers take note of this because it's real-time data that can tell you when the trends are coming in and out and all that kind of stuff. Brand new. That's part of the blog. That's part of the blog thing. Thank you. Thank you. You know what, Curly Q? I still don't know what that is, but they explicitly call that out in the blog. They're like, for example, Nito. Like, Izzy, how you doing? Uh, is it okay? Now I need to someone explain it to me. What is Nito? Is it like my brain goes to kawaii type stuff? Is that close? I don't know what this music is. Let's try that again. Try that again. The Kleenex of Squishables. Are they like plush? Okay, so these do sound really cute. The Kleenex of Squishables. Squishy things, dumplings, ice cube fidgets. They sound very cute. I don't know that that like solidifies exactly what they are, but it's like little characters. They're just little cutes, just little cute characters. I can get behind it. So it is number one for the record. It is number one. 1,100 viewers in the Nito space right now. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. What else do they talk about in here? They are jelly feeling. Oh, that you squeeze in the way. Okay. Looking glass. I'm kind of with you. You know what? So I have a 10-year-old. I feel like she has some. If they're like the little, this big type of deals, squeezable latex. I know, dude. That's a whole dude. Someone could get a million views on a TikTok short just asking people to explain neatos. Squishy skin over. Implants is probably fairly. That's a pretty good. Yeah, nailed it. Looking Glass nailed it with the implants. You guys, good teamwork. I think we're tracking now. Good job, team. Good job, team. That's a good visual though. Little implants. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so in case anyone didn't know what a Neato is, it's the number one trending product on Whatnot. And if you want the other ones, you can just go to that categories and then go see all the things that are trending, which I find interesting because we get in our little pockets of what we look at on Whatnot, right? And the categories that we frequent, and we forget that there's like 20 plus million people, other individuals that have their own experience and what's popular and what all the things. And so, Fireman, welcome in. And so, kind of interesting. So, let's see. To skim through a little fun fact in this blog, on average, Whatnot users perform roughly 900,000 searches per day, almost a million searches per day. I point that out to friendly reminder to don't sleep on keywords. All these people coming to the platform, they're using the search bar. They're using the search bar. They're using the search bar. It's got to be in our show titles, our I don't know if the AI checks our thumbnail verbiage, but show titles, listing titles, and descriptions for sure. Uh, Getting keywords, brands, especially anything people would be searching for. So let's see. So if you're looking for signals to where demand is building, if you're looking for signals of where demand is building, a few trends currently stand out. There's three. First is buyers can't seem to get enough of Nito, which continues to rank amongst top searches on Whatnot. Number two, sports jerseys are seeing a surge in interest as the FIFA sports ball. Oh, my kid's getting picked up. Sweet. All right. That was part of the reason I was running a little behind. My kid was just got back last night from like a week camping trip, and so we were kicking it this morning. So anyway, sports jerseys, and then she was leaving again. You guys, your kids get old enough, and they just be making plans, and you don't see them. Anyway, sports jerseys are seeing a surge in interest. And then Coach is back in the fashion spotlight with their handbags holding strong resale values and growing popularity amongst younger buyers. And so these are kind of cool. So it's like if you do resell stuff, make sure, if you're selling luxury bags, make sure you got at least one Coach in there, if you see that it's trending. And so Sam Dog, hello, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. Let's see. So they got two other sections in here. One is about new subcategories. There are four. In sports cards, they have a subcategory Bo Jackson Battle Arena. I don't even know what that means. In beauty, there's skincare. In food and drink, there is now a meat and seafood subcategory and a specialty foods subcategory. And then in rocks and crystals, there's this new subcategory, mineral specimens. And then let's see, the last section is make discovery count using real inventory photos, which is self-explanatory. So I'm not going to read that, but I will tell you guys, if you do read it, they have a choice word on, um, they're emphasizing to use real photos instead of AI photos. I know this topic has been brought up a number of times, and so we probably have all heard it by now, but they're still emphasizing it. And so they still are communicating to us that AI is not the preference of buyers. What is the preference in Whatnot's words are clear product photos in our thumbnails and our listings, but in our thumbnails specifically is what they're talking about. And I know they had talked about before too products and people, like who the seller is and what they're selling. That's the sweet spot for thumbnails. So there you go. That's the blog post. That is the blog post. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. And was there anything else? Do you guys have any updates? Any stuff over the weekend? I haven't been here since last Tuesday. I haven't been here since last Tuesday. So is there anything share worthy over the last week or weekend that everybody should know? Please don't hesitate. Some of you guys know I got all my wisdom teeth taken out this last Thursday. And so I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. So let me just not schedule shows. And then it went great. So it was like, I just ended up with this extended weekend and it was amazing. It was amazing. Highly recommend. Let me get plugged in here. Sorry. Doink. We got battery. Okay. No cool shares over the weekend. No cool shares. I know there were some raid trains. I saw some people streaming from different fireworks shows. That was kind of cool. I know Reggie had a raid train. The Coastal Creations on Friday. I know Mama Z had a raid train. The Spaced Out raid train. That was a cool one. I know I saw another handmade train that I got new icons today instead of heart. Oh, really? Like when you tap the screen and stuff. Thank you for the hearts. Is that what you're talking about when you tap the screen? I was hearing that there's a few like product testers. Ooh, so Looking Glass. Did you see anything about is it does it have to do with gems? Do you see that on your thing somewhere? Because I was hearing last night that there's a few sellers that were brought into the gems beta test, I guess it is. That we'll see if we all start seeing it soon. But there's like extra little fun stuff that we should be seeing on our screens pretty soon here. It's like a challenge, and you can get points. Yep, that's the gems thing. That's super exciting. Anybody else have that? And did you sign up for it, or did they just give it to you at random? Because I don't have it, but I did read about it. They had I think, a blog post or something, maybe a month or so ago, and then it kind of just as a surprise. That's awesome. That was a fun surprise. There was, yeah, I think it was about a month ago or something, like a blog post or something that kind of explains it all. If it didn't come with your update, if they just gave it to you and didn't explain anything, there is an explanation somewhere floating around in the Whatnot resources. But essentially, it's you guys will be seeing in some streams this new engagement tool, I suppose, is how we could call it. But some sellers, there's just going to be gems, icons, and things flying around their screens. And you can like unlock different things. And there may or may not be like a Megatron popping up at some point, super random. Uh, but super fun. And if it works, it's supposed to encourage sales and like you do these things, but if it works, it'll launch out to like everybody. So we'll see. Arc Nick, welcome in. Oh, really? Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. Keep a lookout for them. Everyone should be seeing them. Like you bump into someone like this week, or maybe doing a search. Maybe someone will have it in their show title or something because hashtag keywords, right? So keep a lookout though. That's fun stuff. And and I think that was it for updates. Really, just a friendly reminder though that the well, we know the shipping update, which we're not going to talk about today. But aside from that, the friendly reminder that the seller provided support. I'm going to try to bring this up every once in a while. Is September 1st. September 1st, all sellers are like, we're doing our own customer support after September 1st. And so just a little reminder. Yeah, yeah, it's only visible to some. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. So you guys, thank you. Thank you, Toby. You rock. You rock. So modern storefront is what we're talking about today. Let me pin our little back call since we're getting into it. If anyone hasn't seen this listing, sometimes I forget, but I try to pin this when we're getting into the topic each week. And so if you save it, you have to go to the shop to save it, but if you save it, then you can get the notification that we're diving into a new topic. And if anyone is new here, my name is Tamika. I do custom wood burning, art, and like customs. And then every Tuesday we talk about a different like pocket of just the live sales space. And so I'm on kind of this I got kind of this like schedule in mind for the summer, or at least like the next 3 months or something like that. Thank you for checking out the bin. We got a about a 3 month plan on topics that we're just going to go through like a bunch of the things kind of in order that we've been discussing over the last like 2 years ish that we've been doing the chat show. And then one week a month, it's like a whatnot topic. And so next Tuesday is a whatnot topic. You will see a lot of shows this month of July talking about is production. Sometimes I start talking and then I'm like, wait, is it that what it is? Let me tell you. Let me tell you for sure. I think it's live show production, and I like to bring these up because if it's yeah, live show production, so what it takes to create the productions that we see. There's a lot of little techie things in the background. There's a lot of little just invisible things to the viewer that the sellers have to manage on the back end to make the production what it is. Like this phone is hooked into a phone mount and it's got a ring light, for instance. There's internet, there's like a second device for music. There's just things with staging and all the things. And it's nice to know these topics are out there because you can hop in all these shows talking about uh live show production this month and then get like all the perspectives. And friendly reminder, in case I feel like most don't realize this, the some are familiar with the community hosts, right? Whatnot has like maybe 30 sellers that they communicate back and forth with to do these like community host shows. You can find them. They have a back end tag now, so you can find them by searching community host shows. It is in the show notes if anyone wants to screenshot that with other resources. But if you search community host shows, you'll find all the shows talking about show production. they back end tag them all at once, and so if you don't see them, just check back, and you can just bookmark them all like that, and it's way easier than because they're not in the community tab anymore, so it's like hard to find them, and that's the way to find them. Looking Glass, thank you for that share. Thank you, thank you. So community host shows, that's how you find them all, and that is the topic for this month, and then next month it'll be something new. So there we go. Okay, so but for today, we're talking modern storefront. Modern storefront. This is a this is a chew. This is a chew. Sometimes the topics are like kind of instructional if it's like shipping, or sometimes they're kind of philosophy a little bit, or psychology of selling and this kind of stuff. Uh Today it's a chew. It's a chew to just kind of consider. Sometimes it's nice when we're planning our business and our setup and everything. Sometimes it's nice to just add some perspective or just brainstorm, like time and place, like where are we? You know what I mean? Where are we on this timeline? Where are we in this lifestyle space? What does business look like today, so that we can work within the right context, right? We see a lot of folks come over to Whatnot from other platforms and try to rinse and repeat those strategies, and they don't work. They don't work because it's simply different, right? The storefront is different. This is a different storefront. Granted, we're chatting, not selling, so it looks a little different than, if I was selling, I'd be sitting up here or standing up here at like this little podium thing, like showing. But this is unique, right? This what we're doing right here, this two-way interactive real time responsive kind of framework, is not the same as Etsy or eBay or Amazon or the other kind of like traditional e-commerce platforms. That this is a modern storefront, right? It's not like walking into a brick and mortar where you just kind of meander around and there's just like random employees, or maybe it's the shop owner, but like it's different, right? This is it. This is it. This is what we get to work with. We have our little tools and our little things, right? But in general, we are now here. We're here and we're in real time, and that just comes with different considerations, right? And so if we treat it like traditional e-commerce, we may be focusing on our um, list 90% of our efforts to our listings, for instance, when really this right here creates the buyer experience. And so this right here is what drives the sales. And so our storefront is very like face and like people centric. And so there's things like that. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. Look at Luz, welcome in. Welcome in. So, three kind of, thank you guys for being here too, by the way. Appreciate you visiting for these random rambles and chews and things. Hectic Witch, welcome in. Happy a Tuesday. So three pockets that I feel like are noteworthy when it comes to this like modern storefront framework. The first is location. It's different, right? It's different. It's not a web address. Um, it's not restricted, I should say, to a web address. Um, it's not, and then yeah, I'll dive into it more. But location is different. Um, virtual real estate is different. Virtual real estate, and then the focal point is different. So that's kind of the things. And so the three main things I think that are like the upgrade that ought to work into our when we're putting everything on the table of like, how do I want to plan this and stuff, these are the three things I think to keep in mind: the location, the visual real estate, and the focal point being like people, right? It's social selling. So starting with location. This is kind of an easy one. but a little bit nuanced, I suppose. You guys, live sellers can stream everywhere. Live sellers can stream everywhere. This is the first thing. Postal shipping costs are different as well. Oh, yes. Yes. 100%. That was a huge thing with that last shipping update. Is like and that's part of the reason why we got to stay off Facebook too, cuz the our postal stuff is different. Our postal stuff is different for sure. Um so you guys, we ever think about this, like, really, like, we peruse through the whatnot, right? And we see people streaming. Most people are streaming from their house, right? Personal, privately owned. It is Tuesday. Vinyl Canyon, welcome in. You guys, Vinyl Canyon, did we know? We may know. I'll circle right back to this location thing. Most of us know that Vinyl Canyon is messing with like vinyl records, right? And then also infusing it with art, like art and music. Um, the balance between those, that's Vinyl Canyon. But did we know that she does pottery as well, like hand thrown pottery, like teaches pottery in to students in her school that she works at, and she's bringing it to Whatnot. You guys, she's bringing her handmade pottery to Whatnot. I'm a huge freaking fan. This is one of the crafts that does not get enough representation on this platform. I have seen pottery folks like come and go, and it makes me so happy to see it come on every time it's coming to the platform. Makes me so happy. So anyone who's into that, check out her Friday. I want to say it's Friday handmade market show. She's going to be showing all her pottery off, and so if you're into that, that's your person. Woman of many talents. Hey, you're allowed. You're allowed. It is so freaking cool. Super freaking cool. There's not many. I'm telling you, there's not many. But handmade pottery, I have like this fantasy of having just a whole kitchen that's just handmade pottery, because it's like it's so good. You guys, it's so good. It makes every meal like an experience. You know what I mean? Is anyone, any handmade pottery folks in here that or buyers of handmade pottery folks know what I'm talking about? You just like, ooh, I'm gonna get my favorite bowl. It just makes it like, I don't know, it just makes it more better. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need some, okay? She's been asking for a while, so I was like, yes. Hey, you have to just um motivate. I'm here to motivate. All right. Here to motivate. Curly Q. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. And it's not even like there's a few. There's not even like a clay category yet though. But there's a few because we had some in the May clay artisan alley, but there's not even enough. um what do you call yourselves? Is it potters? No. Did you say clay artisans? Is there a name for that? Folks that throw pottery? Potters. Okay. So there's not even enough potters today to put together a whole raid train. That's how new. Okay. Ceramic artists. Yeah, that's got a nice ring to it. So if you see them, buy their stuff. I'm just saying. Um, it's a new skill in it too. That's awesome. I love that. That'll be part of my retirement, I swear. Just sitting there with my pottery wheel. All right. Um, that's got a nice ring to it also. Pottist. I feel like you have to say it with a British accent. Pottist. Okay, so you guys, thanks for coming in here. We're talking modern storefront and just diving into the first part, which is location. B cats, welcome in. So the chew on this one is truly, 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 truly. Please hear me when I say this. Live streaming this modern storefront opens up the glass ceiling completely to where we're limited in selling and setting up shop. It is quite literally anywhere that we can get internet is a potential storefront anywhere that there's internet. Okay, so I know most of us are seeing, as we peruse the platform, people's spare bedrooms, garages, kitchens, like anywhere in our private home. It's like you already got the space, and so that's the best, like, or typically the go-to, like, you come in, and when you're just starting, you're going to work with what you have, and you're going to set up in your house. Deb's welcome in. What Liz likes, welcome in. And blue and hazel eyes. That's a great name. That is a great name. So the typical places in our homes, right? We might have like an extra shed or an extra whatever, but just like working in our private residency, right? That's very popular. Almost, zero cost overhead. You can write off some of your home if you own it as a business space, right? So you get the tax write off, all these kind of things, pros and cons, because you got to find like boundaries when it's in your personal residencies. Thank you for that, Ken. And get your family and your pets and life, a little bit separated. So there's some things there, but it's very popular. That's category number one for where we typically see people doing their setting up their modern storefront, right? Category two is like off-site, but like privately owned. Skipper Miller, how you doing? Um, oh, I love that. Let me make sure I'm following you. I follow just for screen names. So, Rainbow, how you doing? How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome. You guys are talking modern storefronts today. So category number two of where we typically see sellers set up shop is like privately owned off-site locations. So this is the um, when you own a storage unit and you just rotate pallets or whatever inventory in and out, and you got your shipping station set up. But it's your storage unit, it's your permanent, you pay monthly rent for it, and like that's your offsite storefront, that's your shop, right? You got your tech set up. Some sellers are setting up their live streams from like their brick and mortar. uh, you already got the shop, you just make it virtual. Okay. And any place really that is privately owned, right? Pros and cons with this is privately owned, so it's you have control over the environment and how you set things up. You don't have to like break stuff down, you can like really get comfortable and set up shop. But there is like different, your overhead is going to look different, obviously. And you may or may not be interacting with the public depending on where you're at, right? And so it can be a little tricky, but we do see it. And then there's a third pocket of modern storefront locations. We're on location, which is like on site or like on location, just anywhere, right? Just anywhere. It's like not privately owned, like you're out in the public. You're doing like live thrifts, you're liquidating storage units on site, not yours, but one that you just purchased the contents of, and you open it up, you liquidate it, and then you keep it moving. um any retail shops, any public venue, right? I've seen people streaming at Disney, I've seen people streaming at markets, like local farmers markets. Anywhere that you don't own, and usually these are the ones that you're walking around with that little phone mount camera deal. And welcome in, you guys. Happy Tuesday. And so there's options, right? These are the most popular, and it's kind of crazy. So just worth a little bit of a pause to really anchor in. Like, I think typically when we're setting up our own setup, we're kind of like looking around directly at what we have. And I feel like we tend to limit ourselves in like, well, this is what I see, so this is what I should do. Or you following the blueprints that are kind of already existing. However, Um, it's nice to know I share this portion because it's nice to know that like that there's levels to it. So even if we start off with, our private residencies, we can, there may be a point where we feel like we need to upgrade. So just to know that there's those options where you can set up like offsite, and then just knowing that you can be out in the public on location too, because I really think that the fact that we don't have to pick one single spot, like consistency is great for sure, but we don't have to. There's no rule saying we have to stream from a certain spot over and over and over again or whatever. That I feel like it's just worth a friendly reminder to be like, no, you can just look around your local area, right? Anywhere that may match the vibe of the brand is fair freaking game. And I feel like we just don't see it enough, quite enough. I know some people are figuring it out that it just makes for like a really unique show. But I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential here, in the sense that maybe we look at Whatnot 5 years from now and scroll the app. I think that there's going to be some unlocks in the meantime. Rah, rah, welcome in. I think there's going to be some unlocks in the meantime of what sellers have figured out as far as like where they can get away with streaming and like getting creative with their setups and stuff like this. So the whole point of this first chunk is to just remember that anywhere that has internet can be a modern storefront. Anywhere that there's internet, there's no boundary except for that. And so be creative, right? Be creative. Test out some things because you never know, right? You never know. Matter of fact, Lilac Bloom, for her Raid Train Coastal Creations this last Friday, she was having some internet issues. And like right before the day before the train was going to happen, and it was like, well shoot, my everyone's typically on their house wi-fi and stuff, like, well, when in Rome you got to pivot and stuff like this. So she was like, you know what, I may just go to the beach. She lives in California. She's like, I may just go to the beach. You know what I mean? It's a coastal creations rate train, it might make sense. And so we limit ourselves, but there's options. That's the main thing with this. And how freaking fun, right? Like I think we just forget that like you don't have to, you can just be in your front yard. We forget, we take our locales for granted, I think. And like I'm in Western Washington State. It is freaking gorgeous here. It's in the summer. In the summer. It's gorgeous here. But when we're living here, like we forget, like there's so many people here. I grew up here, so like um I'm guilty of it too. But like we forget how cool just our local area is and share worthy it is, and just the whole ambiance and the vibe and stuff that comes with like certain local places. We just totally take it for granted because we're used to it. But like even if you're not by the water, just having, if you're like rural, just have your have the ruralness in the background, be it like woods or plains or anything, because people that are in the city don't get to see that. You know what I mean? And there's just little things like if you sell handmade, I don't know, yarn, for instance, like maybe it would make sense for your location to to project that, no, this is like some rural, like homegrown shit, and that, excuse the French, but like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, there's opportunity in our location that I feel like we do this. It's real untapped, and so that's the first thing. Don't lock yourself into your home for live selling. Yeah, don't do it. Don't have to. Junkie Frames Artwork. Make sure I'm following you. That's I like that name. I like that a lot. My newbies might Hubby. Is it hubby's? My hubby's from there? Oh, your hubby's from Western Washington. Do y'all visit sometimes? That's the next question because I want to say we're like 3,000 miles apart. So is that a thing? Because, ooh, you have to let me know. Skipper Miller, you have to let me know if and when you guys are up here. Oh, you got some internet things there, Junkie. You are welcome. You are welcome times 10. Not in a minute. Highly recommend you guys. We just had freaking, I was gonna try to go live with this. We had a whole pot of orcas come through, like the Puget Sound. We have this big body of water that whales just come in from the Pacific Ocean and just travel through and just say what's up to all the people, all the apes living in here. And a big old pot of orcas, like 12 or 13 or something, came through here. And then there was like a gray whale that just was like living out here for like a week or two. We're like, dude, we just take stuff for granted. Like that's freaking amazing. That's freaking amazing. So anyway, if you have internet, I'll challenge anyone to just brainstorm an unconventional place that you could go live from. You don't have to share. Just think about it. Just thinking about it. I love that. Opening my mind, setting up all the 3D minis outside in the yard to sell. Hey, even like it's yard sale season, right? Like, why not set it up outside? Just the whole vibe, whole vibe. Barnyard animals and even the dragons in the trees in Washington too. Hey, rainbow. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad that you are here today. Um, heck yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so location. It's open ended. Please let's not sleep on that. It's open ended. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is our virtual real estate. Is this deal right here? Is this deal right here for our modern storefront shoe? Oh, I love that. Heck yeah. And people probably enjoy it, right? And like, and we're gonna get to the last thing as being the seller, but like if we're on the app for it doesn't take very long to be on the app. Cash, how you doing, Ashley? Welcome in. It doesn't take long being on the oh no worries, Skipper. It doesn't take long being on the app to realize that the people are uh the business. Simply put, like there are a lot of shoppers that and I'm just one person. Everything I say is like anecdotal to my experience and my buyer seller preferences and this kind of thing. But I personally will well, I shouldn't even it's apparent that buyers choose differently. Buyers do care who they're buying stuff from. Live sales has opened that door to put us, our face of our business, like front and center. That's unique to live sales. That's unique to this modern storefront. That's not a thing on eBay. Like there's no loyalty like that on eBay, right? It's like you just want the product and just give it to me and I'll write you a 1-star review because I don't even know you. You know what I mean? It's like that. But live sales is just different, right? Because it's like it's very people esque. And so if we know that, then we can double down on that and where we stream from and how we stream can what's the word, enhance that, right? So um if you do have a certain like natural state of high, I'll use natural state of high as an example. I know everyone knows her for stickers, but she's a crystal miner. If anyone didn't know that, she's a crystal miner. She goes out in pretty sure Arkansas, and she'll just go mine her own crystals. And she started out here offering those crystals for sale, which is the coolest freaking thing, you guys, because it's like, how long have they been buried? before she found them. It's not like getting it from a store. It's like she went and pulled them out of the earth herself and then offers them for sale. Freaking crazy. But that was part of her thing. And so she would take you outside with her, right? That outside is part of her. That is part of her vibe and who she is and what she offers, right? That's part of her brand. And so there's definitely like an overlap. It's not just about the products, it's the whole production. The whole production. Um Oh, vinyl. Yeah, there's a couple sites that are trying. They're trying real hard to follow suit because they know it's the future. That's the thing is they know it's the future. And we'll see if they're able to compete because Whatnot started out building for it. So they don't have to adapt and we'll see. We'll see if anyone's even gonna come close. So but yeah, so rah rah going live from the Tennessee River. I love that. I super love that. It just it adds room for connection is probably the best way to put it. When we share other parts of what makes us us, our viewers have more to like grasp onto when it comes to us, and so love that. Yeah, different audiences. Yeah, I do think I know TikTok is pretty seems to be pretty successful with their live sale stuff, but they're different too because it's like I don't know, they're more of like a their algorithm's just different. You just scroll through, like you don't. I don't know. It's not like you tap in like with your programs. Maybe that's just me though. Where Whatnot is more like TV. TikTok is more like leisure time, but people do sell stuff live with their via their TikTok shop. So I haven't used it though, so I don't know. Either case, um, virtual real estate. Virtual real estate. So number one is location. Number two is virtual real estate. This is an easy one too. This is just to paint the picture that our modern storefront lives in a cell phone screen. And we really have to like step into this. Our modern storefront lives in a cell phone screen. We cannot be we cannot be doing like this. You know what I mean? We can't be this is all that we have. This is all that we have. And we have to capitalize on this space only. Yes, some people view and purchase from computers and laptops and this kind of thing, but 90 something percent for sure are are viewing and buying and interacting via a cell phone. And so like there was an item pinned there a little bit ago, take that out. If it's not necessary, take it out because it eats up your virtual real estate, right? We only get there's this sweet spot right here. If that poll is in the way, you guys can exit that out. But on my screen, it looks like about right here. This is like a sweet spot, right? And the more conscious, you can tell who's conscious of this of their real estate and who's not because everything important has to live right here. Everything that should be front and center to the viewer, be it a face if it's a chat show or products, right? It's got to be right here. If I'm showing products, we see this, right? If I'm showing products, I can't be showing it like this, right? The chat might be on this side for you guys. I can't be showing it like this because you know what I mean? It's not that's not a good viewer experience. That's a that storefront is not being capitalized. The virtual real estate. It's got to be up here. It's just my signature. It says Thriftworks made me put it up there. But you got to have stuff highly visible, well lit, up in the sweet spot if people are going to be able to see it. This is a naked maple piece, freaking gorge. One of my favorites for sure. So you got to use that, right? Because if it's down here, it's a different experience. Not a good use of virtual real estate, right? If it's up here, not a good use of virtual real estate. If it's too far back here, proximity to the camera, you can't see that good, right? You got to get that bad boy up here so you can fully appreciate. So your viewers who are viewing from a cell phone screen that's only like 2 inches wide, they got to be able to see what it is up close to really get to know it. And this is new, right? It's not a brick and mortar where folks can just walk around and pick stuff up and see stuff closer. Um we have to work within this and bring everything to the viewer, right? We have to bring everything to the viewer. We create that experience. And so within a cell phone screen. And so that's the second shoe. It's so messy. Yeah. Uh me too. To me too. Every platform has its own vibe. This is true. Community makes it so different than oh, I know. Faye West, the community over here. I guarantee you there's a ton of people who have not and will not leave whatnot just for the community. Just for the community. You can make it with getting bummed out on sales for a long time just because the community will lift you up when you need it and stuff like that. And so it's just better here. My opinion is better here. Welcome in, you guys. Molly Young Artist, how we doing? How we doing? Hmm. Yeah, isn't that cool? Just go visit. It's all the friends, right? That's why. So the rewards club, you guys, we got the rewards live. It took a while to figure out the tiers, right? But tier one is the friends. It's just the folks coming in. It's like watch 3 shows, and then you unlock that first tier, right? Country bougie, how we doing? And you don't have to purchase anything to hit that first tier. Just 3 shows for 10 minutes or something like that. And so it's just the friends, right? Because whatnot is all the friends. Um, Now that it's up, I know we've talked about Rewards Club before. We'll probably revisit it again now that I can like reference an example. But if anyone's not set it up yet or just curious, like um, there was a number of thoughts and strategy that went into the tier system. So have a look see if you want an example. There should be a crown like somewhere over here to show like the emojis and the I think you guys should probably be able to see the tier names and stuff, and they kind of correspond with the level of support type of thing. And so, thank you for the share. Thank you, thank you. Okay, okay. My screen froze. Okay, so virtual real estate. the the main takeaway for location is that it's endless, so let's not restrict ourselves. The main takeaway for virtual real estate is that this is all we have to work with, and it is on the seller to bring the experience to the viewer. And so we have to have the viewer in mind when we're deciding what to put in this virtual real estate. And um and uh showcase like how we run our show. It can't be like too much going on, it can't be nothing going on. It's got to be like simple, engaging, easy to understand type of thing. But also the main thing is this sweet spot right here. This sweet spot right here. This goes for thumbnails as well. This goes for thumbnails because that's like our storefront like banner, like street sign or whatever. Like when you go and look at a thumbnail, you need to be able to see the stuff. And so it's not hiding behind the reduced shipping banner. It's not hiding behind the bookmarks thing. No key information is hiding anywhere, right? There's like little things that run across. Um, just really being conscious of like, okay, is this easy to follow when someone clicks into my show? how much stuff is cut off on the sides, right? Are they going to click in and be able to see who the raid train host is, or is that going to be cut off now? Virtual real estate is something that we got to be conscious of because it impacts the user experience. Period. Period. Point blank. All right. Oh, were you on vacation? I use OBS. Hola, how you doing? Amber Caretti, thank you for the review. I do appreciate them. I use OBS, me on top, in the art project, and my art project desktop view, and I'm frequently telling people that they can swipe left. Oh, for yeah. Um, it's tricky. It's tricky. I notice with OBS especially, because it's you got to put your face in there, and then you do. It does seem like most of the dual cameras do have like the products in the bottom, and it is tricky. D Archivist has a pretty good setup. I don't know how she. I don't mess with OBS, but she has herself up in like the top third probably, and then she found a way to still keep her products in that sweet spot in the middle. And then she actually does something great, which I highly recommend if anyone can do this, is to darken the bottom, because you notice how hard the chat is to read when you're in shows. Like if I wear tie-dye hoodies, like you can't read the chat for nothing. It's so hard, and that's part of the user experience, is being able to read. And I'm not doing a good example right now but it's only two colors, I guess. But part of the reason I wear black, go with black, is because of the chat. But just being conscious of everything in the screen, everything in the screen, I think is worth it. Hmm. Yeah, co-hosting is nice because you can flip it. Can you do that with OBS? That has to be on the user's end, right? Or on the thanks for the hearts, you guys. Kendra, welcome in on the seller's end to switch the screen. But um goals anyway. Goals anyway of having the products in the face, front and center, well lit, easy to see, zoomed in to the appropriate degree, and not impeded by anything. And then the chat is another thing too, because most that are interacting are, I mean, a lot are on just like the earbuds and stuff. I do that a lot, but otherwise, when we're engaged in the shows, like we're in the chat, right? We're there for the show, but we're definitely there for the chat too. I don't think so, but one person told me I'm swapped, so hmm. Yeah, I feel for you because I don't even have the bandwidth for OBS. I downloaded it and then I got to like step two and was like, I quit. I picked it up and put it down the same day, and I was like, I don't have it. I don't have it in me. But you guys, pro tip: if anyone's not, I think it's an iPhone thing still only, but if anyone has the dual camera, that's a really cool deal. That is a really cool thing where you can FaceTime and get the products in there, and you can swap them and zoom them in and out and stuff like that. It'll eat up your battery and it'll make your phone hot. So take your phone case off and keep your phone plugged in, and you should be good to go. But that is a really cool option if you don't want to do the whole OBS thing. Just saying. Oh, no kidding. Heck yeah, Amber. Which part? What city? Skipper Miller, if you have an iPhone, it definitely should be. It's not called dual camera though. It's called front camera, I think. Ooh. Um Shoot. Is it on a weekend? If you're you should message me when you get up here and tell me like exactly where you're at. I'm in Bremerton, so I'm an hour from Seattle, hour east or hour west of Seattle. And Olympia is like an hour and some change drive south from me. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, definitely do. Definitely do. Do a little impromptu deal. Speaking of in my brain, I was just thinking, me and Amber about to do a meetup. Meetup Hub dot app. If anyone's not checked that out, there's like all kinds of little impromptu meetups, like casual to all the way to like just for getting together for coffee for an hour, all the way up to like big events that are like planned out for months that there's like a cover fee, everything in between. Go register on meetuphub.app and you can see who else is in your area and stuff, and you can see what meetups are going on around you. um I'm on there, and so Amber, if you're on there, we could just be like, hey, coffee date, or go to a market or something like that, and then like anyone and whatnot who sees this, like, you're welcome to visit and just doink around with us for a little bit. Meetuphub.app makes it possible. So cool. Have to enable on oh, okay. So maybe Skipper Miller, maybe you have to enable it. Oh, that's right. There is a setting. What's it called? Seller tools or yeah, DM it's yeah, seller tools. So sorry. So Skipper Miller, there is something that you have to turn on and then you should see it. Um yeah, look for like when you're in your show, go to the three dots and look at the bottom for seller tools, and then you should see like a whole, if you DM me I'll show you what it looks like on my end, but you should see like a whole set of options pop up at the bottom. You don't have to be live, you can do it before the show. But if you just like tap into one of your scheduled shows, you should be able to hit those three dots and then see something at the bottom to turn on for like extra tools. And then if you toggle that, some people keep it off because it does eat up your battery faster and make your phone hot. But that's where it should be. So have a look there, and then once you turn that on, you should see something that says front camera, and that's what it is. And it makes your streams look all super professional, and you can mess around with your real estate, right? You can get your, it's hard to figure out when you're doing a dual camera. You get like this little picture of your face, right? And you can put, I like putting it up by my name, probably over here for you, or putting it down in the chat. That's where I like putting it. But you can do whatever works. You can have your face big, and then you could have like your products smaller. So I could do it so that my face is like up here more, and then I could have like this whole bottom part just for products or something like that. So it just makes it more flexible, and it's I don't know, it just makes you look all techy and stuff, and you can showcase your products differently. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything. Have my son to help with obit. Yeah, because that dude that needs like, I'm sure my 14, 15-year-old could figure it out. 15-year-old. But my brain doesn't want to. My brain doesn't want to. Heck yeah. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Jenna Bailey, welcome in. Okay, so what else? That's about it for the virtual real estate. Just being conscious of the, just knowing that like that it is typically um user, how do I want to say this? Typically the online shopping experience is within the control of the viewer and the shopper, because they can navigate however they want. But live sales flips that and puts it on the seller's desk. And so like, yeah, viewers can go shop the bin, um, but that's about it. Everything else, they're at the mercy of however the seller has it set up. They can't go and navigate and change anything. It's just what you see is what you get, and you don't throw a fit. It's like that. And so just really knowing that it is 100% on us to create that, navigate that experience. It's because it's completely out of control of the viewer. That's the main point with this virtual real estate portion, is that it's on us. It is on us. And so if we walk into that, then we can, like, okay, take ownership over, okay, this is how I want my viewers to experience this shop. A good example is like when we're shaking our phone. We're shaking our phone because we're just holding it like we're FaceTiming with our, um if anyone ever like FaceTimes with a kid, just be walking around the house just like showing you everything and stuff, and you're like, can you please just put the fucking phone down? Like, can you please just set it down? Just set it, I don't care where, just set it down, stop moving, put the phone down, point it at your face so I can see you, so I can we can I just want to talk to you and look at your face and see you. Reworkers Passion, welcome in, Leslie. And that's what it's like when we're watching streams, right? Because I think we forget that the viewer has no control over what they're seeing. It's 100% on the seller. It is on us to remain conscious of their experience all the time. Especially if the phone is in our hand, which I recommend against in general. At least have one of those little phone holders that kind of auto balances, especially if you're live thrifting or this kind of thing. But just remaining conscious of it, because it's part of our job. Basically, it's part of our job. Okay, so that's virtual real estate. Well, hello, Becca. I freaking love your instas. I love them. Uh, whole freaking vibe. Whole freaking vibe. At first, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be seeing some clothes and stuff," but it's just like a whole lot of vibe, a whole lot of that like country, and simple life, appreciating the little things type of vibe. And I love it. Every single time I see something, I'm like, you know what? That I feel that like it's like kind of contagious. It's really good, right? It's like, if anyone's not following Wild Hope on Insta, you're missing out on some wholesome goodness over there. Okay. All right. So if you guys are coming in just recently, we're talking about modern storefront. We talked about locations have evolved to anywhere there is internet. So let's not limit ourselves. We talked about virtual real estate, how it's not created equal, and it's totally up to the seller to morph the whole experience for the users, because the users are stuck with what you give them. And so maintaining everything important within the sweet spot, and curating appropriately with the viewer experience and them having no control in mind. And then the last thing for this chew, kind of alluded to earlier, but it is, thank you, Tiny. Kind of alluded to earlier, but the focal point has changed with the modern storefront. It is not the same as when we go into, it's for sure not the same as like static listing platforms where we're just kind of like searching and browsing products and this and that. um, Live sales, the modern storefront, is an interactive experience. We can bypass the seller to go buy the products. We can hop in a show, we can shop the marketplace, we can hop in a show, go straight to the bin. We can put it on mute and just swipe on the auctions if we wanted to, but by and large, the seller is the focal point. The experience is human centric. Um, it is, we are not buying from a store by itself. We are purchasing from a person, from a seller. Whether the seller is the owner of the business or if they are an employee, because we see that now, which I think we're going to see more of. Which I got mixed feelings about, if I'm being honest. I like the owner operator vibe myself. However, to each their own, and there's something for everybody. But whoever the human is that's front and center on the screen, that is who we're buying from, right? It is extremely important that we absorb this and embrace this and fully step into this one thing, because it makes or breaks live sales operations completely, in my opinion. Um, it is not just a person, but the person is like the brand ambassador. They set the tone and the vibe for the whole experience. How welcoming they are, how like customer service oriented they are, how positive they are, their what energy level they're operating at, like the pace at which they, how much they engage with the chat. The person, it just simply can make or break an entire thing. And knowing this as live sellers, you know, um, makes a huge understanding this, I should say, for about live sellers can just change our strategy completely, and how we give appropriate weight and time and energy to different things, right? Because it could be that we're focused on our shop when really the only thing we need to focus on is how we are showing up, right? Um, if we can't put it like this, we talked about this before, but people are customers, are viewers before they are buyers. Viewers before buyers. And so, however we show up, being the focal point of the business, people are coming for us. They're deciding, do they trust us before the products, right? Um, we, oh, shoot. I lost that train of thought. Hold on. I feel like it was profound. I feel like it was profound. Um, I read something and I just totally lost it. It'll come back to me in a second. Do you feel like there's a middle ground as far as energy level of a seller? I have swiped out of shows because the seller is too high. Oh, for sure. Um, is it pronounced Melly? I think there's something for everybody. I think when it comes to energy, authenticity is for the win, because they're Melissa. That's a really good question too. I think authenticity is the way to go. I think some people love the high energy hype streams. Some people love the really chill, more ASMR type of streams. And there's something for everybody in between. It's more, I think that I know it sounds cliche or cheesy, but I really think authentic energy is the best kind of energy. It's what we can just produce and offer naturally, consistently. And I think that people can sense it and buy into it. I personally, if I get a feeling of like inauthentic anything, I'm like, I'm good. I don't know what it is. I don't even have to be able to put a finger on it, but it just turns me off. I'm just like, I don't know what it is, but it just like I don't know if it's like a trust thing. Like, well, if you're not being authentic about this, then what else are you not being honest about? Is kind of maybe subconsciously how it feels. Um, but for as far as sellers are concerned, 100% my recommendation is to show up as you in your natural energy. That said, I do think, just from my own experience and then watching and observing around the platform over a couple of years, I do think that there is a difference between, how do I want to say this? There's like levels to authenticity. Um, one is just showing up however your day's going, you just bring that to your show. Good, bad, or indifferent. Okay, so it makes a difference, right? If you're just like, I'm here and this is me and unapologetic and I'm just this and that, like, okay, that's cool. However, comma, I don't think it's a terrible idea to step into what Wild Hope is saying, professional authenticity, consistent authenticity, positive authenticity. Finding, because a persona, we talked about personas in here before. I think it takes a minute to settle in to kind of who we are as a live seller. And I know that may sound inauthentic, but what I mean is when we're starting out, it's just live selling is a weird experience, right? It takes a little bit to adapt to when you're like talking to yourself in the lives, and it's just like awkward and it's kind of weird. And it takes a little while of showing up front and center to really settle into, okay, this is how I want to show up as me comfortably and consistently. It takes a while to find that persona. And so, to me, authentic persona is the way to go, more so than just like full stop authenticity. Like, let's just let's just pump the brakes a little bit, because if we're having like because we're running a business, right? If we're having a terrible day, maybe we don't want to project that to all of our customers. Maybe not. If we are melting down because of something on the news, maybe that's a for our personal friends in real life type of situation. Maybe that's not a storytelling time while we're in the middle of selling type of thing. So business in mind, I think authentic persona is the way to go. Leanne Phoenix, how we doing? How we doing? Hello, hello. Need a little bit of a need a little bit of a filter. Um, Sometimes, I mean, there's and when yeah, fake hype can be felt. When you go into a stream sometimes and you kind of like Homer Simpson when he like kind of is like peeking out of the bushes, and then he kind of just like, oh, and just like, I'm gonna go back and hide. Sometimes going into live streams is kind of like that, where you're just like, I don't feel like I should be here. I'm like, if you walk into a brick and mortar store and the person at the counter is on the phone with their significant other and they're fighting, and you're like, okay, I just want these chips. Can I just get now I feel like I'm not welcome, or like it's too personal. I don't know. So there's like boundaries, I suppose, that we should consider when we're being authentic. So if we're authentically pissed, maybe we should put that in our pocket. Just saying. Um yeah, doing pretty good here. Can't complain, can't complain. I swear in my personal life, but I certainly don't. And that's a great example. Great example, Melissa. I concur. That's what I try. It slips out every once in a while. I try to keep my cussing to a minimum, but that's a perfect example, because it's just it's authentic. But is it how I want to show up consistently for business? Not necessarily. Um, so so the sellers and how we show up, it matters a lot. This is the thing. Modern storefront in social selling is a social um it's a social business, which means it's a social strategy, which means socially there's social considerations, right? Our persona, how we show up. And if we're hiring, actually, that's probably a good way to think of it. If we were to hire a live streamer to do the selling for our products, what type of standards would we require of them, right? If we hired someone and then we were watching them go live and sell under our account, which things would we be like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You better put them snacks away and talk to the people. You got food in your teeth. You better turn on the lights. You better come up to the camera. Like, what are you over there for? Turn the music down. Like, all these things, it's easier to see from like the outside looking in. And so if we can think about it in that way and then watch ourselves with that same critical eye. Again, hashtag always. Number one tip is rewatch past shows. Rewatch the past show and look at ourselves and just sit there as if because we are, if it's our business, right? We're the owner, but we're also the employee. We're also the employees. So if boss us can watch the past show of employee us, it's easier to see what that um that presence is doing, net positive or net negative for the sales, right? Because it's like sometimes you go back and watch your show and you're like, I do this all the time. Just say 1,000 times for no reason. Like, stop doing that. We all have like little things a lot of times that are subconscious that we just don't think about, but they impact uh the buyer experience. And so really anchoring into this because I don't know if I want to throw out a number, but I know for a fact that products are not the only thing. I wouldn't even put products on the front burner when it comes to the modern storefront. I think the modern storefront is more about the person. And we can observe this too. Like when somebody has a account set up on here for X period of time and then they get to a position where they're ready to start hiring people and grow, they hire another streamer and that person goes live and then the room count drops by at least half because people are like, I wasn't here for the products, I was here for so and so and they're not here now, so I'm not either, right? um we're tapping into the person, and this just changes our priorities, right? If we have I don't know, I'm in Western Washington, so we got like Starbucks. We're like the home of Starbucks, and we got a lot of coffee stands up here. It's kind of like I could liken it to that for those who have like local stores like this. Bartenders may be similar, Dutch Bros. So like if there are 100 different coffee stands, one might choose to go to the one because their barista that knows what they're doing is there. It's you start choosing. You don't want just a coffee. You want it from so and so because they know what they're doing and they're going to make it the same way every time, this kind of thing. Same with bartenders. If you have a certain bartender that you go to, you're like, someone else come and ask you what you want to drink, you're like, no, I'll just wait for that person, right? Because you want the person, right? Live sales is like that. It really matters who, and that knowing that can change how we approach like presenting ourselves and connecting with our audience because they're there for you. Let's not get it twisted. They are there for you. Like, yes, some are just looking at the products, but by and large, if people are coming into your show and they're coming back to your show, they are connecting with you specifically. If you take you out of the equation, your audience is going to change. It just is what it is. Even if it's a tiny bit more expensive. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I've seen products sell on here. Um, Matter of fact, there was a chat show happening where a vintage seller was talking about how uh, they were bummed because they were selling the same items as this, larger, quote unquote, larger vintage seller, and the larger seller was getting like crazy bids, crazy bids for the same exact products. Thank you for the share, retail rebellion. And when they would go to auction them, they couldn't get those. They would be like struggling just to get a bid or two on the same items, and they were like, I don't get it. Well, that's the thing that you don't get, is that it's not about the product, it's about you, it's about the seller. It is it that larger seller has anchored into the knowing that their audience is there for them. And so they reciprocate that and exude that in every ounce of their strategy. You can tell by the way that they show up and the way they interact with their audience that they understand that audience is buying into them, and the bids are like a byproduct of the buyer seller connection. Um, and the person who was doing the chat show, I was like, I don't want to be that person to chime in, but I know what it is. I know what it is. But I bartended for 15 years, and when I left a job, they would follow me. Yeah, exactly. Same with like hairdressers, or uh, if you have a connection, you have trust, right? That the trust alone, you guys, if it's worth paying more. It just is. If you're like, I know that this person cares about, you know what, I'm not going to mention names. I've seen this a few times, but it works both ways. It works both ways. We can strategize certain things in our how we show up and how we interact and connect with people to attract new buyers. We can also do some things that deter people who are already buyers. And I've been seeing this more frequently lately. There are, so just a PSA to be careful. There are some sellers that I've seen that have great sales. They have definitely have buyer bases. They have all the things seem to be working for them. However, there are signs and whispers and things here and there of like, yeah, that's been nice. However, that was the last purchase. Because the vibe switch, the buyer appreciation is not there. The connection is taken for granted. Um the user experience is on the back burner. And so even though the customers have been gained, which customer acquisition is the hardest part, we can lose it just as fast. And so and it bums me out every time I see that, but I've been seeing it more lately. So just kind of a PSA, because I was like, oh, it's again happened again. Uh, so so yeah, the seller really matters. Let me see what other some wrote down for notes. Let me see. Focal point, business rep, brand ambassador, first impressionist, also the salesperson, also the customer service, vibe, tone, energy, and the products. I think we basically touched on all of it. Basically, for for the seller being the knowing the chew for this is I'll just recap it. Couple new names popped in. Modern storefront. The main three things that are different, I think, just my opinion. And let me know if there's other things too that I'm missing. Different than traditional sales is the location, opportunities, and options are endless, endless, and I think largely untapped. Virtual real estate needs to be part of the strategy. Silver Moon Mama, how you doing? Needs to be part of the Ginger has snapped. That's a great name. Virtual real estate needs to be part of the equation. Period. That is our storefront. That is our storefront. And then we, the seller, are the focal point, and we really have to step into that. We really, really, really have to step into that. It is like it's our storefront. Yeah, it's our storefront, but we are the thing that people are buying into. If we go to a restaurant, we're there for the food. If the waitress is hovering over our table, that's awkward because we're like, I'm here for the food, right? If someone comes into a live stream and the streamer is not present, if the streamer is acting like you're there just there for the products and they're not present, that's awkward because this is a modern storefront, right? If you're the streamer, you better be active and present and chatting and all that good stuff. It is, so it's different. If you go into a brick and mortar and you're trying to shop for clothes and the employee is like asking you your bra size every 2 minutes, you're like, can I just look around a little bit? Like, I just got here. Literally, you're the third employee that's said hi, and I haven't even got 10 feet in the store. Like, that's that's a different experience, right? For live sales, it's you walk in the door, it's like, hey, Trader Frank, welcome in. Tiny the artist, always appreciate you being here. Silver Moon Mama, freaking love your Insta stuff, and I want to see more wood from. You know what I mean? Like, it matters. It just matters. So so that's what I got, you guys. That's the chew for the modern storefront. I think if this was to summarize in a way, it would simply be that whatever we come to whatnot with, we can bring all of our experience, our prior experience does matter, and we can leverage it in all these different kind of ways. But but just really, really embracing the fact that it is new. It is new. And so traditional stuff may or may not work in this new modern storefront space. And so remaining like open-minded to the possibilities, knowing that I reference the future here and there because I think it's the best way to paint the picture that like it's easier to see, to visualize, okay, whatnot in 10 years is going to look different. That's like a no-brainer. But deciding exactly how the things can be how you doing, knowing exactly how the things are going to look different is still yet to be discovered by all of us. But I think it's nice to just keep that in mind because it's a reminder that there are things yet to be seen. That just are. So however we see stuff working today, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the only options, and doesn't necessarily mean that we have to like follow any given blueprint. If there's like ideas, go do them, right? You might be the first one. There didn't used to be raid trains. Now there's raid trains. Whole freaking raid train app now, which you guys get on raidtrain.app and go start your little search parameters and bookmark your favorite train hosts and stuff like that. It is built for whatnot raid trains, and it's so good, you guys. It's so good. Artisan Alley's on there now too, but you can just search. You can follow them. They're all linked to whatnot. It's so good. So remaining flexible and adaptable is gonna. I think I'll put it like this. I think that those who do remain flexible and adaptable, thank you for that tag, or that pin, Penny, are the ones who are going to see the most success going forward. I think that Courtney and Lesh, welcome in. So um, yeah, so that's basically the overview, is that it just is different, and the more we can embrace that, I think the better off we're going to be. Because when we start thinking that we just know already how it goes, then we kind of are like blocking out the new stuff that is like yet to be adopted and everything, and that just does not behoove us, right? So there's that word. So there we go. That's what I got, you guys. We're doing Oh, we're almost at the hour. We're doing perfect on time. We're doing perfect, you guys. Thank you so much for joining this conversation. I think this is like fun to just kind of brainstorm the things and talk about this new space that we're just kind of traversing together, because I think we forget sometimes too that like we start looking around and going, oh, these sellers are big and these ones are noobs, and bigger sellers, smaller sellers, high volume, low volume, whatever. We forget that like everybody here, whatnot's on year 6, everybody here is a first mover. Period. There's no such. There's no. I mean, there are some OGs for sure, but even people coming like signing up like first stream this week, future OGs, right? So it's just like nice to put that in perspective too. That like there's so much change yet to happen, and Lord knows that whatnot itself is going to keep changing. Um, stay up on their blog posts. I'll try to always bring the updates here and stuff too. But Whatnot's going to keep changing, and so we got to just keep changing with it, right? And so just staying open minded. Either case, that is the two. So you guys, we got a couple minutes here, just a few. If you guys have some shows that you want to share, please feel free. I have a short list that I can just list off for like some upcoming stuff, and that's what we got today. But don't forget tomorrow. Whatnot is live. Whatnot sellers are live doing the. Oh, thank you. Wonderloot. Let me make sure I'm following you as well. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Whatnot Sellers is live tomorrow, diving a little deeper into this product update, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So look out for that. If you guys have trains or any shows or anything, or if you just want to share what you sell, especially if you make stuff, what you make, feel free to drop that. And if you see something you like, go click on their name and follow them. Upcoming for my list, which is just only a couple of things. Handmade Market Friday, Saturday with Moody. D-stashes, so like craft supplies and stuff, are welcome now. Okay. So Friday, Saturday markets, I'll be on doing a demo, either wood burning or I might be doing these pop sockets. Are so fun. You guys, they're so fun. They're so fun. Here's another one. It's like a little woodsy. These are my paper craft ones. They're going to get resin domes on them, and they got NFC tags built in so it can link to like your Whatnot profile or whatever. Got 5 of those, 6 of those. Well, one's wood. We're gonna have that in the shop. One's wood, the other ones are paper crafts. So Friday, Saturday market. Artisan Creative Train July is on the books for the 13th, which I think is that next Monday. I think that's next Monday. Artisan Creative Train with Tam's Creative Journey. I love that train. I love the consistency of that train. If anyone is in arts and handmade and is not tapped into that, please do. 30-minute demos all day long with Tam's Creative Journey. Artisans Attack would be called bi-monthly, every other month. The Magpies Cupboard has an art battle. Do we all know that? So August 28th is the next one. If anyone's not got into that yet, or watched it or seen it, I think it's like 10-minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone knows, 10 or 15-minute stops, and you're required to have one submission to the competition. I don't know if there's a minimum starting bid. But Artisans Attack, that's on my bucket list of trains to get into, and highly recommend artists get in these. Just one time, get in those. Artisan Alley Raid Train, July with Hazy Ames Paper and Crate, who is our shout out today. That's going to be a good one. That train is full. We have 10 artisans that Hazy helped curate. Lilac Bloom and I have 10 paper craft artisans. I recommend everybody, these showcases are designed only 3 hours start to finish design so that anyone can hop in and get a good idea of what that niche has to offer. The sellers are vetted, and for quality, for active status, for ratings, for a number of things, show presence, quality of products. So we check their reviews, we check all that stuff to make sure that anyone can buy with confidence going through these Artisan Alley trains. And we try to make it diverse even within the niche. And so you can just really hop in, get a good idea of what that pocket of the handmade space has to offer, and then continue about your day. So I encourage everyone to join for that. It's always the third Monday of the month. And then August, again, is going to be the National Artisan Alley is on National Thrift Shop Day. And so we're spotlighting the Artist Series Thrift Shop card. So if anyone was wanting to, considering getting one of those, I encourage you to do it sooner than later, like this week, so that we can bring in the showcase because those are super fun. Super duper fun. Will your puzzle portraits be? Yes, thank you for asking. This is going to be actually so Battle of the Best. This is going to be in Battle of the Best. I have to sign the back of it still and stuff. This is going to be my Battle of the Best entry because it is my first original, and I freaking love it. I went through and detailed a little bit. Freaking love it. Wood burn, wood stain. I did a little torching on the sides. It's super smooth, super duper smooth. Got to figure out a name for her. Got to figure out a name for her. But she is going to run for $1. She's going to run for $1 at Battle of the Best. Um, yeah, that train has been on the bucket list for shoot 2 years or something like that. And I was like, I don't feel like I have something entry worthy. Less about the sale price and more just about the what it is, right? And so it's like, okay, we'll get in there. And so super excited about that. I'm gonna sign it and then do like a clear coat, like a finish cure situation on there, and then get a hanger on it and stuff like that. So very excited about that. How, you guys, arts and handmade, battle of the best. Like when you make something that's just like you're like, you know what, this is real cool. That's the place to go show it off, right? It's only 5 minutes. Um, you know, I would recommend like making it early, whatever you got, and so you can advertise a little bit beforehand. Make a little video or whatever like that, and then hop in there. So let's see. Faye West has Oklahoma Raid Train this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Holy cow! So a little short evening train. Oklahoma, that'd be fun. See, different. Oklahoma's a vibe. Faye West, Oklahoma's a vibe. Is a vibe. I did put a listing up for this. By the way, which I have to put pictures in there, but it'll have like more of a description and stuff. But if anyone wants to bookmark it, 30-minute slots for the Oklahoma. Good stuff. Is that what you guys call yourselves in Oklahoma boomers? Oklahoma boomers? Okay. Nothing else we got to share? Oh, you guys, I didn't even tell you my quote. Let me see. Does it even make sense? I guess it kind of makes sense. This is like an impromptu. I just grabbed this at the last minute. But isn't it fun? Green leafy, me too. I wish somebody messaged me that I should have videotaped the making. We did it live on demo days, but I should have videotaped so I could put it on like a time lapse video on Instagram or something like that. So I was like, darn it. See if I can figure out how to do that from the past show. But for future stuff, for artists, yeah, definitely recommend because authenticity, right? You can show like, no, I made this. This is, start to finish. It is good stuff. You guys, quote for today was I think it's in the show notes too, but innovation having to do with modern storefront kind of is a Steve Jobs quote. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not as a threat. See, innovation is the ability to see opportunity, change as opportunity and not a threat. I think this applies to the storefront because modern storefront, because the opportunities really are endless. They really are endless. And every time it seems like there's a little change to it, a bunch of people like lose their minds. So you can tell who's looking at it as like a impedance or you know, more of a challenge than an opportunity. And mindset is everything. If you're in like a modern news space, mindset is everything for like navigating it um, in a way that you can take advantage of the changes because the opportunity is there for sure. Just depends on our like calibration to see it. And so opportunity, see stuff as opportunity. All right. You guys, so two more Tuesday chats and we're gonna unlock some coffee emojis for our rewards club. I'm excited. This is like a silly. I don't know. I hadn't done the rewards, so I feel like I'm late to the party, but just getting in the club. Anywho, you guys, I want to see if our flamingo bingo friend is on right now. Anyone in here doing flamingo bingo? Pam, welcome in, welcome in. Because we are in July, so it is live. It is the. Oh, you know what? There's another cool thing. Ooh. Ugh, ugh. Okay, let me see. Now I don't know. Now I don't know. Ooh, not going there. Okay, where I wanted to go, they're not live. But you know what? We could go random. I don't think I've rated. I don't think I've rated. Okay, I'll let you guys choose. There is a seller support and community chat on. You guys, there's a mystery pen battle raid train with 64 riders on it. Freaking crazy. I don't know why. These pen battles, don't sleep on them. They get like 100 people in their trains. Either case, there's a seller support show on in community chat from a premier seller, or there's a flamingo bingo community. Actually, yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. You guys. We're gonna go somewhere that I have not got to raid yet. But I know the name. I don't know if I've ever been in their freaking show though. So we're just gonna go see. We're just gonna go see. You guys, gonna try to keep these to the 2 hours. I super appreciate you guys visiting and being here. I think we are going to be live a little bit earlier, I think 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, looking at destashing some wood. I'm gonna try to get rid of all the raw wood that I have, so that I'm just offering it all at $5, so I can make room for just the art stuff. Art, because I really am deciding I just want to make art and pop sockets. That's where I'm landing in this journey, and so everything else I'm just gonna rehome. And so if you're interested in that stuff, visit tomorrow, and then we'll raid into whatnot sellers. Aside from that, we'll be here demoing either pop sockets or wood burning Friday for market day. And yeah, that's about it. So you guys, thank you for hopping in here. Thanks for kicking it with me on this Tuesday. I think it's pronounced Calliope. I think it's pronounced Calliope. I see them in all the shows, but never got to rate them. And so they're testing something. And so let's go support. If you're not interested, now would be the time to hop off. Otherwise, thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you on the flip side.